Hey guys, welcome to another Champions War League light recap. This is playoff week 1, aka the quarterfinal, and we are going to check out the matches of DLX against God of War and Elle before Hades against North Awakens, so let's jump right into it. And we're going to start right off with Elle before Hades against North Awakens. As you can see, another tie on stars here. 67 to 67 looks like a low scoring war, but it was not that low. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But Elle before Hades is coming away with the victory on percentage. So first let's check out the attacks as usual. We're going to start off with North Awakens actually. Who had a couple of nice attacks on number 4, for example, where we have ADE coming in on Chris for the 10 versus 10, and we have a dragon attack, guys. So this base has all the air defenses very close together at the bottom, so that obviously calls for a total take down of those air defenses. And then, yeah, dragons are obviously possible. So there's 9 dragons in this case. A bunch of minions are creating the funnel, clearing those initial buildings, and the heroes are gonna break in over here and then just rain havoc on those air defenses. So King is actually sort of taking a hike, so the funnel wasn't quite ideal, but the Queen is going to move in. The King is actually gonna swing back around. As soon as the wall breakers broke that wall, he's going to do work as well. Lava Hound out of Clan Castle, so the Queen is going to have to deal with that to get the remaining 2 air defenses. Pops the Queen ability early to hopefully have her die before the Lava Hound explodes, but that ends up not working out, so Queen going to have to take all the Lava Pops. In this case, it would have been a little bit smarter to wait on the ability, but still, he's going to get done what he needs to get done. That is to get all 4 air defenses out of the way with just his heroes, a couple of wall breakers, and a couple of minions. Alright, so from this point on, it's spam the dragons and pray and wait for the rest of this attack. We have 2 haste spells, we have 3 rage spells, and we have a heal spell, which is probably going to be used after the first Inferno Tower. That would at least be my assumption. There goes the first rage spell. Red bomb obviously does not do too much damage to dragons. The black bombs are what is really threatening to those dragons. But we might have... No, we have another dragon and balloons in the Clan Castle. I thought it might be a Lava Hound, but it's only going to be a dragon and more balloons trailed in. So yeah, there goes the heal spell right into that Expo farm. One of those Expos set to ground. I'm not sure what that's all about. Another rage spell, and a couple of dragons have actually already latched onto the last Inferno Tower, but once again the multi-Inferno Tower not really a threat to a dragon attack, because it just doesn't do too much damage, or doesn't do enough damage, I should say. Yeah, so the death of this attack actually, the death of this base, not this attack was successful. The death of this base coming very quickly. Usually dragon attacks are sort of slow, but definitely no time fail here for ADE, so very, very nicely done. Very cool to see a 10v10 3-star with an attack other than Bolalo or whatever. So yeah, very nice job right here on Chris of Elle before Hades, and I am assuming that base is not gonna see a comeback anytime soon, so no shame in me showing it. That's at least my assumption. I could be wrong. And the second attack of North Awakens we want to watch is Lisa right here on number 10. Lisa had a very nice attack on this one. Came in with the shattered Gobolalo. So there we go. The funnel being created with a couple of minions. Not sure if a couple of wizards could have done that as well, but I guess the cannon would have hurt her. I don't know. Anyways, wizards are creating the other half of the funnel with the help of a baby dragon. The first golem is already popped almost, so he's gonna have to get going with his wall break. There he goes. There goes the test wall breaker. There go 3 more. They're going to crack that air defense compartment right there open. At this point, the bowlers are being released. She's doing a little bit of a bowler walk, having them swing towards the right, towards that opening. Yeah, so the Clan Castle is out. The bomb is going to go off without hitting the bowlers. Actually only hit 1 bowler, I think, so that was very fortunate. Jump spell, heal spell, second rage spell. Bowlers absolutely destroying the core, and in this case, guys, we are going to see a Lalu without an air defense left, because her kill squad actually did such an amazing job that they killed all the 4 air defenses. So yeah, that's why you're going to see a Lava Hound coming in onto the mortar right there to tank the mortar. No, of course, it's still gonna provide a little bit of shielding. She picked a pretty nice spot because over here, as you can see, the queen is still doing work, and there's not much left to tank. So a smart position over there with the 3 archer towers and 1 wizard tower to use the lava hound over there to get all of that tanked. And yeah, that's gonna be it. So overkill by Lisa on this one. Very, very cool attack. Very nicely done. And the last archer tower is going to go down. Actually have those balloons swing back to the gold storage, which is pretty huge for cleanup as well. So everything going well in this attack. I don't know, it happened to me before that I killed our elephants, and then I was always sort of shocked, like in the fashion of, what am I going to do with my lava hound now? But she adapted quickly and nicely, probably meant to start Laloon from another spot, but she decided to go from 1 o'clock, and that was a good choice. Alright, and then we are going to check out LP4 Hades' 2 10v10s actually. Let's start off with the lower one with Chris on the lower base. And we have a 10 versus 10 Bewitch attack. So yeah, that's definitely something we don't see every day, except when we are in DLX and we're getting crushed by War and Glory, of course. But that is not the case in this war. So definitely interesting to see this one. This base obviously calls for a Bewitch attack. Because the Inferno Towers are lined up nicely so that the troops are going to be able to pass through the base. Still, I'm always sort of, I don't know, I don't have the best feeling with doing this 10 versus 10 because, yeah, you don't have the second rage spell, you don't have the warden ability, so you're going to have to be very good with the heal spell, but looks like Chris was in this case. Very nice after that first Inferno Tower and Giant Bomb over there, plopped down the heal spell, getting everything back healed back up. Lava Hound is going to pop. Queen is going to pick off the pups, and the witches are doing some work around the outsides. Actually looks like pretty much all the witches swung around, so in the core we have a couple of bowlers, the king, and the golems already petered out as well. But this is the strength of this attack. Obviously it has such a longevity that yeah, those troops, the witches and stuff, can survive so long because of the tanking that the skeletons provide, that it can still work out. So the skeletons, as you can see at the witches, we have like 5 witches, 6 witches, I can't count, 6 witches around the bottom, so don't think that was the initial plan, but in this case it ended up working because the queen took down that wizard tower. I think that was crucial for this attack as well, that the queen took out 1 more wizard tower over there to keep splash damage away from his troops. And then they were able to wrap up the rest. So we have 1 balloon in the back, which is not really going to be any use because we have an air defense left standing. He can probably send it in somehow on a crazy angle towards the wizard tower. Yeah, there we go. And then enough witches left and enough skeletons left to get this done. Black bomb on the balloon, alright. So yeah, that's going to be that. Nice job to Chris with the 10 versus 10 Bewitch attack. On number 7, Teddy over here, so we might see a new base for him as well. And the other one was on number 5. Yes, we have AAP coming in. I definitely know that I featured AAP before as well, so looks like he's doing some mad work inside of LP4 Hades as well. Maybe one of their top performers. Obviously it's impossible for me to know all the clans and all the players, but some of those names I am already recognizing, so keep building your reputation, guys. You are doing well. AAP certainly doing that. Queen gonna be suicided, so I'm assuming it is a Lava Hound CC on this base as well. The wall has been cracked open. King Bowlers moving in. Yes, there goes the Lalo CC. Okay, so we are definitely seeing a lot of Laloon CCs in Town Hall 10s at this point in time, because that makes it much easier to get 10 versus 10 triple, because the Queen charge is really tough. But if you don't bring the Lava Hound, then yeah, it's a little bit, I was told by our Town Hall 10 specialist inside of DLZ that it is a lot easier to triple Town Hall 10s that don't have a Lava on the CC, because you can just do a mad Queen charge. Anyways, Loons with a rage spell towards the outside right here. Moving into the second Inferno Tower, we have 2 air defenses left standing. One of those is going to fall shortly though. There goes the Max Lava from the Clan Castle. Always a nice bonus when you are able to use that one late in the raid, because it provides shielding for that much longer than a level 3 regular one at Town Hall 10 does. So nice to have that Lava Hound late in the raid. And there we go with the balloons onto that last Wizard Tower, getting it out of the way. Actually, that last Wizard Tower killed quite a few balloons, but it's all good. It's going to be a triple for AAP right here. That's going to wrap it up for the 2 10v10s that LP4 Hades got Very, very nice considering there's only 5 Town Hall 10s in war. 2 10v10s are definitely a very, very good performance. Everything converging on the North Awakens Clan Castle, which is going to be the last building to fall. And there we go. That's going to wrap it up. And here come the stats for this war. So I'm gonna throw in the results one more time. Actually, I gotta offer a defensive shout out to Blair over here, because that base held up only one side. It was hit by Town Hall 11s twice, I think, by both Town Hall 11s, yes. So that one was left standing. And what made the difference? Oh yeah, by the way, I want to catch up to that 67 to 67 score. So LP4 Hades definitely made a mistake here with throwing a Town Hall 11 accidentally in, and North Awakens then didn't have any attacks on their lowest Town Hall 9. So as you can see, 48 attacks on both sides as well. So it just happens with those mistakes in the matches, but luckily the clans are communicating so well that you are always able to still make it an even playing field. So 67 to 67, realistically it probably should have been 70 to 70 if we had 2 more Town Hall 9s in war. So LP4 Hades went 1 out of 2 for dips. As I already said, both their Town Hall 11s hit Blair, and they both only got a 1-star on him, so very nice base by Blair. And North Awakens had 1 out of 4 dips, so definitely the Town Hall 11 game should have been a little bit better, or could have been a little bit better for North Awakens, and they would have been able to pull away with the victory. But yeah, that's just the way it goes sometimes. LP4 Hades moving on to the semifinals, and they are going to face J off next week. No, of course not. They're going to face the winner of the next war, which is coming up right after this. So we're gonna have to check out who won that one. So yeah, let's move on to the last war for this week. Alright guys, to cap off this week, we are in DLX, who are facing off against God of War, and as you can see, a win by 1 star, actually down on percentage, so very, very close war. And we are gonna get to the details a little bit later. First, let's check out God of War's 2 best attacks, at least in my opinion, and that was the 10 versus 10 on Edgar right here by Handy FTK GT. So coming in with the Valalo actually, so that's a little bit of a switch up from the Go-Bolalo, so definitely interesting to see. And the funnel is being created by a Baby Dragon, a Wizard, an Archer, and the Tesla behind the Town Hall is actually gonna slay the Baby Dragon with the help of that air defense over there. So the Town Hall is gonna be left standing, but I guess that's gonna be the path for the Valkyries anyways, with the jump spell over the gold storages maybe. That's my educated guess at least. Yes, looks like I am correct. There goes the jump. The Queen is gonna be suicided for an air defense, couple of Archer towers, and maybe a Wizzy tower if she can get that. Valks are gonna take out Inferno Tower, and the Queen just before the triple giant bomb rips them also. Very, very clutch by the Valkyries over there. King is not gonna get the air sweeper down. That's a bit unfortunate. Queen has used her ability and she's going to die off. Alright, so the ground has been set. The ground has been set for this air attack, guys. Anyways, for a successful attack, first Lava Hound is down. Rage Spell right on those bunched up point defenses over there to get those out of the way as quickly as possible. That's Handy's plan. Freeze Spell is going to go down on the Inferno Tower and Air Sweeper and Air Skeleton Traps, grabbing quite a bit of stuff to freeze over there. Haste Spell right on top of that. Hasting everything into the last bit of bunch up point defense, and then heal spell is going to be able to help out. So beautiful looking attack, everything converging on this part of the base. Overkill, very, very nicely done by Handy. And yeah, that's going to be the 10 versus 10 triple in this case. Bunch of minions and lava pups are going to be able to help out on cleanup as well. Lava Hound is floating around over there, so not going to be any threat to the minions and the lava pups popping it. And that's going to be that. So very nicely done, as I already said. A very good attack over here. And then we have number 16, where we are going to witness a TDH coming in. So Killer is doing work onto max of DLX. That sounds good as well. 2 Valkyries in this one. Other than that, we have a Queen charge with back-end Lalunian. So that's what you call the TDH. And the TDH is going to be funneled in this case with minions, and actually one of those Valkyries, it looks like. and a wizard. So the queen is gonna have to break in over here. The Valkyries are tanking a little bit for those point defenses and the wall breakers. And there we go. The wall is busted open. Lava out in the clan castle. That's a little bit unfortunate because it is definitely going to slow down this attack. But the queen has had a nice time for that because the rage spell against 2 cannons is gonna be able to keep her alive. We are gonna need the poison spell soon. And maybe another one. No, we are gonna only use 1 poison spell. And then a minion to help out the healers to clean up those lava pups. Alright, so the queen is good to go now. 2 more rage spells for her, or maybe 1 and 1 for the Lalunian. We're gonna have to see. And a jump spell as well to allow her access, but I'm assuming she's gonna need both rage spells onto the queen. That's my guess. So yeah, looks like 1 minion is gonna be able to take out that cannon. Actually, that's nice value over there. Rage spell, there goes the next rage spell. Alright, patient on the jump spell. Cannot place the jump spell too early in queen charge attacks. There it goes, gonna allow access to pretty much every compartment. Poison spell, so very smart to save that poison spell to negotiate the damage from King and the Skelly traps in this case. There goes Killer's King. He's gonna just do a little bit of initial tanking for his Lalunian portion. Tank that Wizard Tower. We actually have a TDH with all 4 Wizard Towers left up at this point, so don't see that too often. But 2 of the Wizard Towers are gonna get crushed early, so now looking a little bit better for the minions and lava pups. Everything is going to swing around and converge on 12 o'clock or 10 o'clock over there. To destroy the rest of the space. Queen is doing work. She's going to grab the last Wizzy Tower, guys. It is out of the way, and now we have everything coming together. It's always so beautiful when you look at an attack and all the troops sort of come together in the end, isn't it? I think it is. Those are the best looking attacks in my opinion, and overkill as well. Bunch of troops left, so I actually did not watch all the way through this, but gotta give myself a pat on the shoulder right there for picking this attack because it was a pretty sweet one. Sometimes it's tough for me to pick the right attacks because, yeah, as I already told you, I gotta watch so many, but in this case, I think that was a good choice. And then for DLX, we are going to check out number 13. That was Bob coming in, bringing an interesting attack. I think we have 28 balloons and 4 heal spells and 3 dragons. So I don't know about you, but I have not seen an army composition similar to this Town Hall 9 yet. So I thought that we would check it out together. So there go the dragons, 2 suicide dragons for the queen and the enemy clan castle. They're gonna get it out of the way. Hasn't used the queen yet. I'm assuming she's gonna be used around the back end side to get some air defense out of the way. Yes, there we go. Queen is gonna get maybe 1 air defense. Other one is probably gonna be left standing. The king is doing work onto those Teslas, so it's nice of him to get a couple of those out of the way. And then we are gonna have a nice and spammy loon portion of this attack with 4 heal spells. So don't see 4 heal spells with loons too often, but in this case it was able to work out. So pretty cool by Bob to do this. So double finger loon deployment going down, a bunch of balloons actually. Looks like we have 8 balloons plus the clan castle balloons, which makes for 15 balloons early. And then he's just gonna sprinkle in a couple over here, a couple over there. There goes the one and only haste spell, hasting them into the last air defense that is left standing. And now this attack is going to painfully slowly walk the way through the base and destroy it. So yeah, the black bombs are no worry because a single balloon's lost with 35 balloons in this attack. No, it's a Town Hall 9, so it's only 34 balloons in this attack. A single black bomb, the single black bombs, the black bombs taking out single balloons don't matter, the red bombs matter, and for that, of course, he has the heal spell. So very, very cool. Shout out to Bob for bringing that to us, to the channel, to the game, to the world. Nice job on this attack. Yeah, very, very cool. So we are going to wrap it up with a couple of minions on cleanup. I definitely have to give this attack a try myself. Think this one might be pretty cool. Anyways, there we go with the triple, and then we have, of course, also a 10v10 to look at. That was on number 7, and it's a hawk attack actually, so that's pretty sweet. I know there was several attempts on this base. I think at least 3 Tens attempted this base, but that's sort of how we do it inside the DL family. Whenever one 10 isn't able to pull it off and the plan was good, we tend to hit it again until we kill that base, because that's just the highest probability of getting a 10v10 triple. So I know that this kill squad has been a little bit different before, so it was definitely perfected throughout of the attacks. And we have one rage spell and one heal spell, and a queen going into the lava hound, which usually of course do not want to happen, but in this case it is necessary for her to get into the base and get all of those defenses taken out. The bowlers and the king are actually able to bust through both of those walls, so no jump spell used for that. That's already something they figured out in several attacks, as I already mentioned. And the queen is gonna step into the core actually and be real valuable for this attack. So there go the Hawks. This bottom side over here is obviously calling for Hawks, because we have no real spots for giant bombs, and we have lots of bunched up defenses, and not looking too good for an air portion, because we have 2 air defenses over there. So the Hawks with 2 heal spells are going to be able to go through this part of the base. And take a look at the end of this attack, guys, which is of course coming up in a few seconds. The queen is actually gonna step back inside and get the Inferno Tower as well. So that's awesome. The Hawks were sort of petering out a little bit over there, because those Inferno beams obviously block the healing, but Queen was able to take out that Inferno Tower. So that was fortunate, and that's what made this attack work in the end. A very, very good plan, perfected by the players of Dark Looters X, and in the end it was able to pull out the only 10v10 that they were able to get this war. So very, very nicely done, but they were able to dip all the other 4 Town Hall 10s. And that already brings us to the war results and the stats. So as I already said, the LX side had 4 out of 4 successful dips for the perfect dip rate, and the only perfect dip rate inside the playoffs so far. So shout out to the guys for that. Master Dursty and the King of Gems were able to have all of their dips successful. God of War went 3 out of 4 for dips, and that's already the difference, because both sides got 1 10v10, as you guys saw. And yeah, 1 10 left. Elle was left standing on the DLX side. So 1 successful dip versus 1 dip fail was the difference in this war, and that wrapped up the 73-72 victory for DLX. So they are moving on to the finals, and they are of course going to be the opponent of LP4 Hades next week. So our wars next week are going to be LP4 Hades against DLX and UK Weekend War against J-Off. And no, of course, sorry guys, Above and Beyond. Sorry, Above and Beyond guys. Above and Beyond against J-Off. You guys earned it. You are going to be in the semi-final. And yeah, should be pretty cool. I'm definitely looking forward to watching it. And that's going to do it for this video and the CWLL Week 6. Hope you enjoyed the video. Until the next one, I will see you all later. Peace out.